Hi. I love all of the over 5,000 students that I've taught, and I care deeply about their future. I recently interviewed chemistry teacher Denise Norman. When she started 30 years ago, her budget was $13 per student. Adjusted for inflation, that's $27.07. Her budget is now $4 per student. In 1982, education accounted for 3.7% of the GDP. Now it's around 1.8%. That is half. The government couldn't even pony up for air filtration to keep students and teachers safe from a deadly disease. The public doesn't know this because nobody's telling them in a way that they can hear. I ride my bike everywhere, I shop no waste, and twice a month I give 11.5% of my paycheck to BC Investments, a crown corporation that invests heavily in the fossil fuel and infrastructure corporations that will kill our students. And that's not hyperbole, the science backs it up. At the 2022 AGM, delegates overwhelmingly passed a resolution directing our leadership to lobby for divestment. The response? One letter to the teachers' pension plan, and it was penned by past President Terry Morey. Stand.Earth developed a mail out to the BCTF executive and TPP board. Over 1,000 emails were sent. We received a form letter from Clint saying that we did not pass a resolution to divest. I don't want to use the term gaslighting, but we obviously expected the lobbying to be more than one letter. BCI has over $8.3 billion invested in fossil fuel and infrastructure corporations, oil, gas, and they're buying more fossil fuel funds than other pension boards are divesting. No board member has any climate expertise, and worst of all, BCI has no Indigenous rights policy. All delegates to this conference received an email stating that the BCTF is a social justice union, and it doesn't tolerate racism. We can't sit back and ignore the systemic racism in our pensions. Divestment is not too complicated. We can do it, but it's going to take some work. I'm a two-time world champion athlete. I'm an excellent strategist. I'm trained in rhetoric, psychology, and nonviolent direct action. I was arrested in September of 2021 at a climate protest, and I've been representing myself in court. Appearing on my behalf are BC climate scientist Dr. Peter Carter and NASA climate scientist Dr. Peter Kalmus. I produce a podcast. I even started and front an eco-feminist punk band. I have an op-ed coming out in the coming days, and I'm a guest on the CKNW Mike Smith show Monday morning at 11 o'clock. I've been training for this my whole life. The Margaret Mead quote sounds like a cliche by now, but it's still true. The only thing that's ever made a difference is a small number of people fighting for a cause. You can all join that small number with the choice you make on the ballot. Let's stop rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. If I become president, I will be in the media, you'll be hearing from me, and we'll be creating a livable future for the next 7 generations. We are faced with a government that is stealing from children, and we are in the most serious existential crisis in human history. Let's vote like it, and let's do what we do best. Teach the world out of this mess. I'm Jillian Maguire, and I'm running for BCTF president.